So my buddy Fred Zoller asked me to share a few tips or insights on customer service, and I thought I would use a little bit of my baseball backstory and tell you how I shaped the way that I think about customer service and have literally from probably 1995, 1996 on. And I've got notes, right? So the first part of customer service, at least what was found in my baseball kind of background, was that we're not in the business to business realm. We're not in the business to consumer realm. This is all human to human, right? Nobody that you interact with that is a customer of yours, a client of yours, is like their relationship with you doesn't exist in a vacuum. They have all these other things going on in their life, and we need to be sympathetic to any other challenges they're facing. We need to be empathetic people overall, and we need to see them as a human that is busy, that is stressed out, that has other things going on in their life, so that when we're making the decisions we're making from a customer service standpoint, when we're treating people in a certain way, we have to think about them as an important, valued human being, not just a transaction, not just somebody I've got to check off my to-do list today, not just something that really we just have to get done, put out a fire, whatever we want to call it. No, it's a human. I want to make their life better. I want to solve a problem for them in hopefully a mutually beneficial way. So that's number one. Number two, one thing that I learned from baseball a long time ago that holds true to this day is the most important recruiting you do is of the people that are already under your care. For me, at the time, it was already my current players. Everybody in sports always gets caught up in being excited about the new recruits. Who are those incoming superstars that are going to transform whatever team or program? When the reality is, the people who've been under your care for a while are almost always the most valuable, the most important to the organization. In our case, the people who've already decided that we're the right person to help them, that we're the right person to solve their problems, we want to validate that decision. We want to keep them on board. It's certainly a lot easier to keep a person on board with you and help them continue on as a happy, successful client than it is to go find somebody new that aligns with your way of operating, your way of doing things, and can check all those other boxes we need somebody to be able to check. The ability to pay, being conveniently located enough that they can be consistent with it, all that stuff. We already have this person who said yes to all those other things. Keep them happy, help them succeed, keep them on board. So that's number two. Number three, I've always believed that I'm happy to go as far as I can go to help anybody that's under my care, a player, an assistant coach, a client, as long as it's not to the detriment of the group, right? So with baseball players that were having personal challenges, academic challenges, whatever it was, I was happy to kind of conform and bend and work with them, as long as it wasn't going to be to the detriment of the team. It wasn't going to kind of take away from our culture. It wasn't going to lower what I could ask of other people, because it wasn't going to lower our standards of expectation. But I certainly wanted to help them as an individual. I don't believe that we have to treat everybody the same. I think we have to treat everybody fairly. And fairly for each person may be a little bit different, right? So the same thing holds true in a business setting. I'm more than happy to move around payment dates for people if I need to help them out. I'm more than happy to maybe give somebody an extra phone call that isn't necessarily what they paid for in their respective program, if it's going to help them move forward, and if it's going to help strengthen the relationship and get them the result that they're looking for. So I think that's a great perspective to have, because those types of decisions, those types of behaviors are things that go back to what we talked about in number two, recruiting the people we have, taking care of those people. And then finally, number four, we have to understand that when we sell somebody something, this is not a transaction. This isn't, well, we won. we got the sale, we got somebody into a recurring revenue program. This is a partnership. And anybody that spends their time trying to see it as a kind of a zero-sum game where it's I win, you lose, or locking somebody into some ironclad contract where somebody is beat up with fine print is missing the point of business. We're in this together. I'm giving you my expertise, coaching, accountability, motivation, problem solving, another sounding board, a voice, something that's going to help you get to where you want to go, either in a way that you couldn't on your own, or faster, more efficiently, more pain-free than you would have on your own. In exchange, you're going to give me a financial investment and then also an investment of time and effort and commitment. And this is a two-way street. This is a partnership. And in any good partnership, we've got to be willing to concede a little bit. We've got to be willing to work with somebody, not against somebody, to get the outcome we want. So 4 tips on improving your client service, your customer service, the experience that people have working with you, that were all founded in my background as a baseball coach.